Hi guys, welcome to today's episode of Cinderella Talk Hub Show. So we have a very pretty lady in our midst with an interesting profession and which I'm sure you guys would like to know more about. Kindly welcome our guest. You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you, viewers.
So could you introduce yourself?
I'm Ifunanya Rose Collette Okoli, originally from Anambra State, but based here in Lagos State, a nurse and a midwife
Wow.
practicing. Yeah.
Mm.
Is there any other thing you would want to know about me?
Well, are you single or are you married?
Well, I'm single, very single and searching.
Well, okay then. So what inspired you to become a nurse?
Yeah, I like caring for the sick. I like everybody healthy and on their feet. You know, when we were much younger, my mom was also a nurse. She wasn't really the person that inspired me, but caring for the sick inspired me. The way she cared for sick people inspired me. Because if there were people, even our neighbors and people around, or my siblings, even when they fall sick, when any of us fall sick, it's the way she would give the person special attention and do everything to make sure the person is back on his or her feet. And myself, on the other hand, it may be your favorite sibling that you love to play with or you're always very much together with, and you see that because the person is sick, you're no longer able to play with the person or have fun, do the things you usually do with the person. So it made me want to really care for the person and do everything possible for the person to be back on his or her feet. And again, my mom was also a midwife, so he takes deliveries for women, pregnant women. She helps them deliver their babies. So while she does that, I assist her in some certain things. So it made me become more um it made the profession become very interesting to me. I really now had interest to go into it fully. Yeah, that was it.
Oh, that's amazing. That's really good.
Thank you.
So, how was your first day in the hospital environment like? Was it scary? Was it?
Well, it wasn't really scary. I would say this very strong person, but it was very memorable, and I can still remember like vividly. It was more of irritating because the whole hospital environment was just smelly. There was smell of aisles and some antiseptics and a lot of things. It was actually a government owned hospital
Oh,
that I worked first, so it wasn't really very neat. Moreover, while we're being taken around the hospital, we were allowed to go into the mortuary session, and I saw dead people. So it got me really irritated. I spat all through. After I got home that day, I couldn't even eat. I couldn't eat while at work. I couldn't eat at home. Like even the next day, it took me like till in the afternoon or evening before I
took
could
you
eat.
some
And it took
hours.
me hours, my dear. If I remember it, it keeps, I keep getting irritated. So yeah, it was really irritating.
Wow.
That's
So, what are the things you find interesting about nursing?
hmm like I said, what really inspired me going into the profession in the first place was because I really love to care for sick people. So what my I find interesting about the profession is, or gives me joy, if I should put it that way, is when I'm able to care for somebody, especially the patients that will come in with very critical conditions that most people, like people that are not medically inclined, they might think that, oh, this person will not make it alive, this person will not survive it. But at the end of the day, when they come to the hospital with your help as a nurse, with the help of the nurses and all the medical practitioners, before you know it, you see that person healthy again, hale and hearty. You see the person recovering. You see all your care, all the drugs you're administering, all the treatments being effective. Especially the relatives, moreover, those ones are not left out. If you reassure, give them a good psychological care, like reassuring the relatives that your person or your son or your daughter, whoever the person is to them, is going to get better. He's going to come back, and you're not going to lose this person. The way you came in with this person in life, you're going to go with the person. And those people, you see them believe in you. They have that trust in you. And at the end of the day, they see it happening. It really, really inspires me and gives me joy. Thank
Wow,
you.
that's nice. That's amazing.
Thank you.
So, who is your role model?
My mom.
Mom.
Yes, she is my role model. Though she's late, but she is still my role model. She was and still my role model. I've never found a replacement for her.
Oh,
And I
sorry.
don't think I'll ever do. Thank you.
So, do you encounter challenges in your career?
Yes, yes, there are challenges. Well, the challenge is not really very challenging now, because I would say the challenges that come with this profession is um, balancing work with your personal life, or the things you have to do. uh, Work, like, we're so emotional that we forget ourselves. Most times we don't even take care of ourselves, like we don't take care of us. We are only thinking and living for, you find yourself when you close from work, when you go home, because of one critical patient or the other, or maybe at times when you go to work. For instance, when, I'm a midwife also, I worked in a place where I practiced call midwifery. I would sometimes have cases of patients that maybe lost their babies in the process of delivery, or maybe while they came. And most times, that child may be a precious child. What I mean by precious child is, maybe the person may have been infertile, or may have been unable to conceive for a couple of years, or the couple have been unable to conceive, and they eventually were able to have that child, or that pregnancy, achieve that pregnancy. Why? But in the process of trying to deliver the baby, they lost the baby. So that emotional damage they have, it affects us too. So it's really challenging when you have a bad prognosis. What I mean by prognosis is a bad outcome of your patients. When it doesn't end well, it really breaks us too. That's the challenge I do have. And it's something that can never go. So,
Wow,
yes,
that's nice.
empathic.
How do you handle violent and annoying patients?
Yeah, we encounter them very, very well, like most of the times, because people who their loved ones are sick and are in pains, you don't expect them to be happy. Majority of them, and most times they become very aggressive. Most times you either withdraw yourself from their where they are. Some of them even think you're the problem. Some of them think you're not even doing enough. No matter what you do, they think you're not doing enough. They think the life of this person is in your hands. You have to do everything possible, even if it means you risking your own life. They don't care about you, so long as their loved one comes back alive, or is fine, is healthy. So most times you don't mm, you don't exchange, as in verbal, you don't exchange words verbally with them, right? And another thing, most especially, you allow them excuse you from your work environment. You strictly restrict them from, you keep a distance between yourself and them. If there are waiting areas, make them stay there. If there are no waiting areas, then do not allow them access into the hospital environment until you are done with what you are doing, because they can pull the trigger, they can do anything, they can attack you. You may not really blame them, because as at that time they are not emotionally balanced. They are tensed because their loved one, most of them just even lost their loved ones, they are bereaved, so they can express the anger on you. They can. So how I mostly handle them, I distance myself from them. I don't engage in any verbal interaction with them, whether peacefully or not. I don't. So that's how mostly I manage aggressive and violent patients, both the patients and even the patient's relatives. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Like, how do you handle work stress?
Most times I find time for recreation. I really do not find time for vacation except I'm on leave. But while or before I go for my leave, I find time for recreation. I can, after work, maybe during my off days, I just hang out with friends. Sometimes I hang out alone. I listen to cool music. Sometimes I even go outside my house. For instance, if I'm off duty on weekends, I just go maybe get myself find myself, go to a hotel room, lodge for the weekend. Just take care of. I wouldn't want to cook. I wouldn't want to do any house chores. I just want to relax, sleep, sleep, sleep. Play with my phone, listen to music, and ease off that stress. I want to go out of my environment entirely, the work environment, the house, like the home environment. Yeah, so that I can get myself refreshed.
Yeah.
Because the work is really, really stressful. Most times you work for 9 to 12 hours, 15 hours, you're on your toes when you go to work. You don't even remember you've not eaten. So it's quite stressful. But I have time for recreation. So that's how I manage it. Thank you.
Cool. That's nice.
Thank you.
Have you ever regretted choosing your profession?
Never. I haven't regretted it. I don't regret it, and I will never regret it. Yes.
Like
I
that?
love my profession. I actually went into it because of the passion I have for it and not for any other reason. So that's why I love it. I keep loving it till tomorrow.
I like the fact.
Thank you.
So, what advice do you have to inspiring nurses?
Oh, okay. You mean maybe the students now that would want to be nurses in the future?
Yeah.
Yes. They should just know that being a nurse is not all rosy. It can be quite stressful. It can be demanding. Most times you have issues, personal issues, family issues. But you see, once you get to the gate of your office, you are expected to drop everything, forget about yourself. As you are in the hospital, you are seen as you do not exist. You only exist for your patients, right? So if you can do that, then you will thrive perfectly. Or if they can do that, they can thrive perfectly in the profession. And again, if you are coming in or you want to be a nurse, please do not want to practice nursing because of the money or whatever care or attention you would get as a nurse, or because of the benefits that are there. Please join nursing or become a nurse because of the passion you have for the work or the job or the profession. If you do not have passion for it, please, it is better you find another profession, because nurses, you have to kill your own emotions for your patient. So it's all about sacrifice. It's a very noble profession, but you have a lot to sacrifice. If you're not ready, please, I would advise you look for some other profession. But if you are, please, it is a very, very good and noble profession. Nurses sacrifice a lot. And if you go to places where nurses are encouraged or cherished, appreciated because of what they do, you would appreciate the fact that, yes, you brought out your time, sacrifice your time for another person to be well. So the advice I have for them is be a nurse for the passion that you have for it and not for the benefits. Thank you.
Like thing. Yeah. Do you have any social media handles?
Oh yes, I do. I am on Facebook as Silver Colette, and I'm on Instagram as ifunaya.rose. Everything small letters, and I'm on TikTok as Silver Colette. Sorry, Lady Silver 447. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
So that'll be all for today. Do follow me on all my social media handles: Cindy Vera Official on Instagram, Cindy Vera on Facebook, Cindy Vera 02 on TikTok. Do have a lovely day and stay safe. And watch out for more interesting videos like this.
Thank you.
Bye.